Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third entry for the developers log. I'm joined today with Isaiah. Hello, Isaiah.
Hello there, Joseph. What's up?
I'm good. I'm good. How has your day been?
Well, it's been a stressful day. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, just back and forth, battling with the base URL stuff. But I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm easing into the evening fine. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so could you
Mm.
kindly introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your background and your journey so far as a developer?
Okay. My name is Amo Mensah. Class of 2022, Computer Science Care University. A bit about myself. Well, yeah, I've always been into tech, since I was a kid. I mean, even though I wanted to enter into medicine, I was sort of that guy in the community, in the house, who was always given the gadgets to fix, deal with the gadgets, configure phones with internets. Those times he set it to WAP and internet, and then the YAM starts getting internet connection, so that you can browse WAP track, download some games and other stuff. So
Yeah.
I was really into those things. I also used to download a lot of songs on pen drive, just be sharing it to these oldies that have PCs but don't know anything to do with. So I would say like I had the exposure to computing at a very early age, but my transitioning into developing software didn't start until somewhere during the SHS when I had to join a Scratch program. And then there was this mate who was also a science student then in SHS, and he was very, very good at it. It's called Farhan. Now a serious software developer right now. And he really motivated me. I was like, wow, so you could actually do this. I mean, there's someone in this world who has this knowledge to cause something to do this. Come on, I really want to do that. But after all that motivation, I'm not going to lie, I didn't start there. I went about my life doing SHS stuff, just trying to complete school. So it was until I entered the university that honestly, it really got a bit serious. And then yeah, I'll say I've been programming since then. Yeah, that would be a bit about myself with respect to tech, I would say, because there are a lot of other things about me, but with respect to tech, yeah, that's what you have right there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, it looks like, interestingly enough, it seems most people who are currently developers seem to have started when they were younger, like had an affiliation to tech when they were younger. But
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, with myself, for instance, I don't really think I had that affiliation per se. It was just I liked tinkering on things. So I think I
Okay.
once I learned how to use the computer and I started tinkering with it, then it just, progressed from there. Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. I guess you're a curious guy. I mean, there are people like that. I have colleagues who didn't really start until when they were somewhere in third, fourth year in the university that were like, okay, so I could do this or this. Well, there are people naturally that are problem solvers, but they didn't know they could translate it into programming. And programming is all about problem solving, how sharp you are, like how good you're able to put two things together to get a desired result you want. So
Yeah.
you come to realize that most programmers are actually quite intelligent. They gear towards mathematics and all that. So naturally, if you are somebody that likes problem solving, you like destroying things, rearranging, you sort of have that programming character. It doesn't matter when you start. It's just you putting in the time, and the discipline to master the craft. Yeah.
Yeah. Funny enough, when I was younger, I was known as the destroyer.
You see, you already had that trait. You just didn't know where to put it.
Oh, okay. So, what's your current field of interest and why are you passionate about that?
Okay, so currently I'm into mobile application engineering. And it really didn't start like that. I think when I started dabbling with software, it was more into databases. I like databases so much because second year, Dr. Piasan taught us, relational databases with SQL. And I mean, man, that man was crazy. I mean, he also completed KNUST, right? So
Yeah.
Come on, you know the man. It was crazy. It was just fascinating. The fact that you can't really miss his class. It has 5 minutes window for anybody that comes late, and when you come late, you stand at the back of the class or you get sacked. So because of this, I was specifically going to that class a lot, and I gained a lot of interest in that. Due to that, I set up a Fiverr account then, and then I was selling my crafts as a freelancer, doing lots of database works for clients abroad and even within the country as well. But a lot of my clients were coming from the US and the Canada. So I was really into database systems. I'm not going to lie, like serious database administrator. And then I said, oh, I want to add a bit of, things to what I was really doing. And um, somewhere around COVID, I said, okay, why don't I venture into, mobile application development and see what's up with that. And before that, I was doing a bit of web, but I said, okay, let me just do mobile and see. Around that time, it was React Native that was very popular. Flutter was just coming. I think Flutter was around 1 point something. I don't know. Flutter wasn't really, really out there yet. They were now, I think they were just 2 years or so, if I'm not mistaken. And I said, okay, let me put a bet on this framework and see how far it takes me. And then yeah, I just ended up here, I would say. But actively, I'm into mobile application engineering. Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened to the database aspect?
Oh, it didn't stop. It translated into my backend development expertise, even though I hardly touched that side of things due to me working a lot on mobile applications right now and professionally. Whenever it comes to setting up my database, normalizing or doing all that stuff, security, just to get good backend system. You have me there. I'm not even going to lie about that side. It's still very active. Just that professionally, I don't have anyone paying me for that yet. Yeah, that's what I'm saying mobile app, but I don't have anyone paying me for that aspect. Maybe I'll get a job like that soon, but as it stands now, no, I still do it. Still do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are some of the projects you've worked on so far that
Oh,
you've been, let me say, proudest of? And what were some of the setbacks
oh,
and accomplishments along the way?
okay. So per projects, yeah, we worked on a lot of projects that never saw the light of the day. Most of them are sitting in the
Relatable.
remote repositories. Most of them are sitting in the remote repositories. Some are lost to their old computers. We can't even find the code base. But I think the one that I'm most proud of and is still out there doing numbers will have to be flip delivery. I'm not even gonna lie about that because we built that system when I was still a student. Like I was now going to fourth year.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody in my position will still be proud of that, even if they build a bigger software in the future. The fact that you could double up academics, we're trying to like build a startup, somebody with no startup experience, no entrepreneurship experience, just Takashian vibes, and then Charlie, you have it running in two regions while you're still a student. That has to be my proudest moment when it comes to software like development. And I think almost all my setbacks also come from that same project as well. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I guess I'm stronger now, but almost all the almost all the things I've had to go through in life, man, it came from flip delivery. Yeah. There were times that I had to miss classes just to answer some meetings with potential investors and even my team. Shout outs to Kelvin, Samuel, and then Isaac. These are the guys that I built Flip with. They are all also doing very great right now after school. But Charlie, sometimes you miss classes just to put work into it. Really affected me because at the end of the day, I couldn't even get first class. And it's because of these things. I was just below that 70% for first class. I had to get class upper because of that. But I'm still proud of it. And I'm not going to lie because if maybe what happens if I go into the class, I wouldn't be here. That's also not to motivate anyone watching this not to go to class. Please, I beg, go to class. But if you are not going to the class, you should be doing something better. Like you should wait. Yeah, but that's just one of those setbacks in it. Yeah.
Yeah. So where has flip delivery got into at the moment?
Okay, so currently, I think it's still running in the two regions right now. Still in Ashanti region and Greater Accra. Yes, actively, and then we have a lot of active users that still patronize the services. So yeah, I think in the future, maybe later during this year or next year, they will try to go into other regions here. But for
So
now,
there are
it's still
plans
the
of
two regions.
expanding. Yeah.
Oh yes. There are plans for expanding. There are real plans. I think when I was even in school, there was this one Mexican guy, Alfredo Perez, who wanted to sort of franchise flip delivery in Mexico. So he was saying that the locality he was inside, they their mode of transport was mostly motorbikes. So you have most of the youths there with a lot of bikes that are not really doing anything. So if you could get our software and sort of franchise it in this country, you could really do numbers. And I mean that deal didn't go through due to certain things, but yeah, we have plans of expanding. I mean, it's been way back, and they are going to do it. Yeah.
Sounds very excited.
Oh yes. It's a crazy project.
Okay. What are you currently, aside flip delivery and aside, your work stuff, what are you currently working on? Why and what are your plans for it if you are working on something at the
Oh,
moment that you can actually
okay.
share
So
here?
oh yeah. I mean, aside the professional stuff, and the binds are so strong that we can't talk about it. There's this personal project that I'm trying to work on with the likes of Newton and Alex. I'm very sure you know these guys, their names. You were in the class with Alex. Newton is your
Yeah.
junior. But I'm trying to work on with these guys. It's sort of a transport system for these KNUST guys that own transport companies within the school that transport students from Kumasi to Accra and Kumasi to other places. So you see, almost all the time when students are about vacating, you see these guys coming around sharing flyers saying you can pay through this, you can pay through this to secure a bus. And I feel like there's not really a centralized system, for such a service. So what I thought to myself was just to build a software as a service product. I don't want to take their jobs. I don't want to do their jobs. No, I can't do that. It's stressful. But I want to give them the tech to empower them to do it, and also to give the students one platform they can go to see all these vendors and then purchase from the one that they really want to purchase from. And the project has been going on for a very long time. We paused, but now we are back. Like we are seriously back. And then by the end of this year, we should launch it to the people of KNUST and other university students that want it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the current project I'm working on.
That sounds good. I remember when I was a
Mm,
student, there was someone who was working on something similar, but then they wanted to
okay.
make it such that they provide the actual buses. So you use the application
Oh,
to book and then they provide a
yeah.
bus for you. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
but
didn't
oh
really,
no,
yeah, it
no, no, no.
wasn't successful,
I
but
that
yeah,
was me, that was too stressful for me. I waited. I'm like, no. I mean, you
yeah,
see, in this world, right? There's a market for everyone. I always believe that, and you shouldn't, as a tech person or somebody trying to change the world or makes people life easier through software, you shouldn't always try to, do something to take someone's out of their job or something. You should rather seek to empower them, right? Make their lives easier. That's what we've been seeing because right before Facebook, people were still communicating, people were still talking, but they were writing letters, right? The writing letters that would take 3 days, 4 days. People were speaking over wireless. For the rich guys were speaking over wireless phones and all that, right? But due to Facebook now, the communication is still going on, but we have a sort of a system where everybody can just communicate to. And now there are a lot of chat systems out there, right? It didn't take the communication aspect from there. So I just felt these guys are students who have these businesses. Like it feeds them in a way. They put monies into something else. They are doing something for themselves. They're an entrepreneur. So what can you do to help them? Because you look at some of them, their websites, and you're like, what kind of, amateur type of websites is this? They don't really have the infrastructure, right? And you
yeah,
can't say you are building for one person. So why don't you just build for, let them plug their business on it and continue doing the good works they are doing for students, right? So that was the approach I took. I'm not necessarily to take that. I can't do that job, honestly. I don't have time. I can't. So I want to help them. Yes, like make their their life easier, and also give the students some sort of trust that okay, all KNUST, ticket vendors are on the system. You can trust the system. All of them are right here. Your monies are managed by these guys. Refunds. You have everything. Like, you can trust that these are the guys, not a secret Mumu number that says send to the end, and you get a confirmation of. You get what I mean, right? So
yeah.
it works both ways. Yeah, it works both ways. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Do you have like any open spots for anyone watching who might be interested? They can hit you up and be like, oh, I want to help you work on this
Oh
project.
yeah. Oh. Oh yes, I mean if I would be watching this video when it's out. Hopefully there's somebody that wants to reach out and help. I really need help, I'm not gonna lie. But that person obviously should be coming on with the passion and enthusiasm I have to help people. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not necessarily the other things, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's necessary, but you should really want to be part of that team, that did this, the achievements. The person can come. I'm all in
Sure.
for it.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so how do you like to relax and unwind, and what are some of your hobbies outside of work?
Okay, so let's divide our question into two, right? So I can really
Sure.
take my time and give you. So like the first one you asked was what? Like
What's
how do I
how
relax
do you
and
like to,
unwind?
yeah, relax and unwind? Yeah.
Yeah, all right, sure. So I hardly do that. I'm not going to lie. I hardly do that. It's been a very long time. But when I want to relax, I sleep. I am very sure somebody gets that answer when they were watching this video, but the truth is that I sleep. And I-
So,
and it
okay.
is there are no truer words than that. Because this is the thing. It's either I'm on my machine, running through meetings, teaching, or I'm actually on the bed. So what better way to relax than on the bed, right? And when I that's for relaxation aspects. But when it
Yeah.
comes to like unwinding, I try to do something away from tech. So sometimes you can go to the gardens, you can hang out with the guys, like we hang out responsibly. I like basketball, so that's how I hang out. So basketball
Yeah.
has nothing to do with programming. It doesn't tell you to put a semicolon here. So we just take the ball, go to the courts. We work our ass out like 3 to 4 hours. We come back and we sleep. So I do that with my friends. Shout outs to Wilson. Shout outs to Dak, who really, I mean, they are always holding me down when it comes to that. But that is the unwinding aspect. Yeah, but I'm hoping to add movies to it. Just go watch, like intentionally go to the cinema and watch
Mm.
movies. I watch on my laptop. I'll start adding cinema experience to it very, very soon.
Yeah. Okay. And the
Yeah, so
hobbies
that's for that
aspect.
part.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and for the hobbies, I like to solve the cube a lot. Like so, I'm a cuber, so Rubik's cube.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's
Okay.
I like that a lot. So that's number one actually. That's number one on my list. Like, and then number two, there have to be games. So I really do game a lot too as well. I game anytime I have the chance to. I game, and the last one have to be basketball.
Yeah. Like with the
Yeah.
Rubik's Cube, I mean, it's doesn't it get like repetitive or something?
Okay, so this that yeah, I get people asking me that question, and then the truth is that no, it doesn't. There are a million ways that thing can be scrambled, and almost all the time, what happens is that you notice similar patterns. That one is true. The
Yeah.
more you solve it, like the more you get used to the cube, you see some patterns, you're like, oh, sure, I've seen this pattern before, and you can even close your eyes and just close it out, right? But they are built in layers. You understand what I'm saying? And then there's a sort of a formula applied to the layers. So it doesn't matter how scrambled they are. What you're actually doing is you're not really looking out for a pattern. You just have to look out for the layer you're on and apply the right formula. That's it. So you're always just monitoring the layer you're on and then the formula you're applying to it. You're not really looking at the colors. I know somebody that doesn't know how to solve it, they are looking at the colors and like, why do you just mess up this color to do this and now all of a sudden it's solved? Nah, honestly, a true cuber is never looking at the colors. The colors doesn't matter. It is for your view, not for us. You're just monitoring the parts in the layers you're on and applying the right formula to it.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Yeah, it never gets boring. It never gets boring.
You talking about it kind of makes it sound like chess. I like to play chess. So yeah, I can see the certain
You see.
relationships there.
That's it. I actually love chess lovers and I love them because I don't know how to play. Yes. I don't understand. And anything I don't understand, it's fascinating for me. Any
Yeah.
any field, any aspects, or any expertise I know people are really good at and I don't understand. It's just interesting for me. Like that's how I am. So when I see people playing chess, I'm so happy. I'm like, damn, like these people are really bracket. They are going to war, but they're not showing their hands. Like these people are going to war because they say kings, they say queens. I mean, who is the king, man? But it's interesting. It's so fun. It's so fun. And I don't understand. And I don't want to understand. I think I personally don't want to understand.
Yeah.
I've made a decision in life not to understand because if I wanted to, I would have at least gotten the knowledge about it. Not
Yeah.
necessarily know how
Yeah.
to play, but I've gotten the knowledge. The thing is, I don't have the knowledge. The pieces I know are the king and the queen. I don't know the rest, honestly. But I know they exist. I know there are some guards inside. There are some people who are just bodyguards sitting somewhere, but
The bishops, the knights, the rooks, yeah, yeah, the
oh,
pawns and all that.
see, Bishop. Come on, Bishop. So wait, like Bishop, like a Catholic bishop, or this bishop is about to fight. Which
Well, I mean, the term, I don't think I know the history behind it, but the name for the piece is bishop. Yeah,
bishop? Okay.
yeah.
Oh, right. And they're also holding knives, like the
No,
knights.
no, no. Okay, so on the modern chess piece, I'm not sure. Yeah, on a modern chess piece, they don't hold knights. They are more of like you said, like a Catholic bishop, right? They are more of like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then
Oh,
we have
I
the
just,
rook,
I
the
just there to
knights.
tell you. So that the bishops are just to tell you that, hey, you're gonna die, but if you die, the Lord is waiting for you at the top. That's crazy. Man, get a knife, get a sword.
Yeah. Yeah, so when you were talking, you mentioned that the only time you rest is when you sleep. So does that mean that once you are not resting, you are
Uh,
not sleeping?
that is a very nice question. Yes, 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 yes. When I'm not resting, I'm not sleeping.
So what
Yes.
you go days without sleeping?
I mean, I'm like you. Come on. Don't try to be the angel here. You are worse. If I'm not resting, I'm not sleeping, honestly. And the right nowadays I'm averaging around 5 hours, 30 minutes of sleep. Yeah, I can hardly sleep over that number of hours. I don't know why, but no matter how hard I try, I'll always open my eyes at 6. Yes, I check my phone and it's 6. I have no alarm. I have no alarm, but no matter the time I sleep, when I open my eyes, it's always between 6 to 6:30. I don't
Yeah,
know why. So that's happening to me. I'm sure there's a medical definition to that, but I've consistently been doing that. So I guess my body knows, hey man, it's
this is the
6.
time for yeah,
Get out
yeah.
of get out of the bed. Oh, it's true. I can't rest in a chair. When I rest, it means I've closed my eyes. I'm sleeping.
Okay. Um, have you heard about the ongoing Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, and what's your opinion on it, and who are you supporting?
Oh, I mean, I'm a Kendrick fan, like K.Dot, man. So personally, I like Drake. I'm not a fan of Drake. I like Drake for his achievements, and I listen to some of his songs when they do come out. Not all of them I listen to, but I am a fan of Kendrick. Particular about that, like I'm a fan. And when I heard the beef, I felt so sorry for Drake in advance because I know my guy and I know what he's going to do, right? I know Newton is trying to play both sides by trying to be a Jake and a K.Dot fan. Like, if I see him in person, he's dead. Like, bro, get a side. Like, stay on one side.
Yeah,
I'm for Kendrick. Personally, I think it was good for the rap and hip hop channel in general. I think the whole world was up on their feet, just enjoying these artists go back to back, bars on bars. Honestly, there are no rules when it comes to beef. So I'm not going to speak to who was dissing who was saying things that are inappropriate. I mean, there are no rules when it comes to beef. You choose to be good, I can choose to be very, very raw and naughty. So I just felt it was good for the hip hop genre and the hip hop industry because they were really going to sleep for a very long time. And man, they just booked the entire continent up. Like it was fun. So that has to be my view on that. I am not for who won or who lost. I
yeah,
just like the fact that my guy finally decided to release tracks because he was just starving us. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't really follow either of them, but they all make good music. So, when I hear something I
Yeah.
like, I listen to it, but it's not like I'm a
Just listen.
fan of any of them specifically. Yeah. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
understand. I mean, you are into entry and those things. I get it. Daddy Lumba devs. A big fan of Daddy Lumba.
I actually just listen to anything that sounds nice. I don't really have a specific. Okay, the one I think if I had to pick an artist that I actually really liked, I'd probably pick NF. But that's all.
Okay, I mean, he's in one of my guys too. Like for me, my all-time guy is Eminem. Like I'm an Eminem fan.
Ah, yeah.
That's the artist I fell in love with. Is the artist I decided to follow. He's the one I read about. I listen to his tracks almost all the time. I'm obsessed with Eminem. That's it. Yeah. So that would have to be that.
All right, all right. Moving on. Our time is running out, so I think I'll skip to the ending parts. Yeah, I'll just skip to the ending part. Okay, so where do you hope to be within the next year?
Next year.
Yeah, like 1 year from now, where do you see yourself being?
Okay, so mostly I make my resolutions at the last quarter of the year, honestly, because currently I'm executing the things I said I would do for this year. So I can only predict what I think next year will do for me. For last year, I said it was a learning moment. That was what I declared last year to be. So even though I was working professionally, I was just learning and trying to master what I really claim I say I'm good at, even though people thought I was good. And this year, I just told myself, now I'm taking over. And then since then, I've actually been taking over this year. I've tackled so many prayers I can't even count, and most of them will be coming out very soon. For next year, I think next year would have to go into building meaningful projects. What I mean by that is like um giving back to the society and like building natural structures and imparting people both knowledge wise and other, because I already have a boot camp that runs through the help of Bystand Tech. Shout out to the CEO Frank. But from next year, I want to be able to, okay, say maybe I'm paying for 100, 200 people to learn this, to do this, or I'm going here to do the, like, you get what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Philanthropic stuff related to tech. That's what I actually want to be doing. I'm really hoping I have a lot of money then to set up some stuff. But whether I have the money or not, the philanthropic ones, I really do believe I'll still do them. Yeah.
Okay. I really
Mm.
hope to see that by then.
Oh yeah, I mean you would never benefit because you're a senior yourself, but I'll be coming for your money instead. But I mean, but by that time, most of your projects would have been out there doing crazy numbers. So when we write to you, please don't act as if you've not seen it, because I'm going to call you. I mean, if I hit your email and it's not, I have your number, I'll just call you and tell you to check your email and send me the money. That's what happened.
So far as I've gotten to that stage by then, no problems.
Oh man, you're getting there. You're getting there.
Okay. Okay. So the previous guest actually had a question, and I'm going to ask you that question now. And then afterward, you also leave your question for the next guest.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
Okay. That's fun.
the person's question is, or was, or is okay. Yeah, the person's question is, how do you actually
Yeah.
make money while in Ghana?
Oh, I mean, so two ways, right? Two ways
Uh,
where working with someone that actually appreciates um your craft and your skill, and they want to pay you good money for it. You see, most of the time we make a mistake of thinking these local guys don't really pay much and whatnot. It's not like that. It's just that you've not been able to like prove your value to them. That's number one. Number two, they don't have knowledge about what you are doing. If you are fortunate enough to have someone that have knowledge and appreciate your craft, you're going to get paid what you are due. So that's number one. Number two, it's just doing foreign work. Yes, if you find yourself to be working remotely, man, the money doesn't make sense. You convert and oh, you're all over the roof. So I think if the last guest is watching this, that would be my answer. You can actually make money from Ghana. You just have to, if it's local, those people must know what you are doing, appreciate it, and give you what you are worth. Else you never get what you'll be hearing things like 1,000 cities, 1,500 cities. These things don't make sense, right? They don't know what you are doing. Yeah, so they don't think you should be getting what you are talking about. But if you have somebody that's fortunate enough to understand what you're doing, they can come to terms with you and then give you what you really deserve. So yeah, you can make money in Ghana. Yeah.
So that sounds very encouraging, actually.
Oh, you can.
Okay, so do you
That so
have,
so my question,
yeah,
right?
your question?
My
Yes,
question to the
to the
okay,
next guest
so
here.
uh, so I want you to force that person to tell us if they are in a relationship or not. Please, like it's a mandatory question right now. I'm passing on. Please tell us if you're in a relationship or not. It's mandatory now. Thank you very much, whoever is going to take up that question. And good luck.
Sure, no problem. I'll definitely
Uh,
ask them.
you ask them.
Okay, so I think that, do you have any last words you'd like to say, any closing remarks, maybe something you want the people watching to know, something you'd like to advise them about or anything like that?
Yeah. Okay, so I think I would what I personally first of all, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to do this. I promise you that when I become bigger in the future, I'll reference this video so they will come back and watch you, not me. What I really want to say to anybody watching is that tech is a really long road. Yes, there's lights at the end of the tunnel. I'm not going to lie about that. But before that, you really need to go through the darkness, the obstacles, these horrific creatures that are in this tunnel that you can't see, that are biting you and you're stepping on, these horrific sounds you're hearing above the tunnel that feels like there's a horror catching up to you. See, it's a whole horror movie, but once you get through this, you come out with scars coming from a warrior, do you understand? Facing the lights and you're good to go. Don't ever think, ever that it is easy or you can really get to these seniors that you aspire to become like within the next 2 or 3 months. You can get lucky, but the truth is that it's a very tough road. You need to master your craft. You need to be very disciplined, and then you can get there. Just focus on that field that you really want to like master, right? And then forget about all the other things that comes with it. And what I mean by that is money. Like focus on experience, focus on crafting, like focus on mastering it, focus on being better at it. And then once you have a good 1 year, good 1.5 year in what you are doing, trust me, experience is everything. And I'm a witness of that. I know what 6 months of consistency can do for you in tech. So just learn, get better at it, and then you just love whatever tech brings you. Yeah. I think that's what I have for anyone watching.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your words of
You're
advice. Thank you
welcome, man.
for being here. Yeah,
You're welcome. You're welcome so much, man. Thank you for organizing this show too. I'm really hoping I can come back on the next time.
definitely.
Yes. All right.
Okay, so I think that would wrap up this interview.